Marvel Zombies. In the apocalyptic nightmare of Marvel Zombies, first glimpsed in Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21 to 23, 2005, and unleashed in Marvel Zombies number 1 to 5, 2006, an alien virus from a doomed reality transforms Earth's mightiest heroes into ravenous, undead abominations. Introduced by a zombified sentry crashing into the Ultimate Universe, the plague spreads through bites or bodily fluids, turning victims in minutes into superhuman predators with decaying flesh and hollow, glowing eyes. Unlike shambling corpses, these infected retain their powers. Spider-Man's webs snag prey from shattered rooftops. Hulk's fists pulverize steel bunkers. Wolverine's claws slice through bone despite his rotting sinew. And a twisted intellect that makes them cunning hunters. The virus halts decomposition, preserving their enhanced physiques for years, allowing them to stalk survivors across a gutted Earth. New York's skeletal skyscrapers loom over streets choked with gore-soaked rubble, while Wakanda's breached vibranium vaults reek of blood and ash, every shadow hiding a hero-turned monster. A misstep near a collapsed helicarrier triggers an ambush as zombie Iron Man's repulsors sear through fog-drenched alleys. The infected's hunger drives them to devour entire cities, but figures like zombie Reed Richards channel their genius into grotesque experiments, crafting portals to spread the plague across dimensions. In Marvel Zombies 2, the zombies consume Galactus, their bodies crackling with cosmic energy, threatening the multiverse with an insatiable void. The series' horror lies in its inversion of heroism. The Avengers, once humanity's shield, now coordinate assaults with chilling precision, their tattered costumes flapping like shrouds. Survivors like Black Panther or Forge scavenge amidst smoldering ruins, dodging Thor's hammer as it craters the earth. Every choice is a gamble. Sacrifice a teammate to distract zombie Scarlet Witch's hex bolts? Or face annihilation? The virus's relentless spread, with no cure, turns every encounter into a desperate stand, where a single bite dooms a hero to eternal hunger. Marvel Zombies blends superhero spectacle with apocalyptic dread, its blood-drenched panels a testament to the fall of gods. The narrative's bleak humor, zombie Deadpool's quips as he gnaws allies, clashes with its despair as survivors like Malcolm Cortez jury-rig tech to outwit undead X-Men, their hope flickering in a world where even the stars seem to bleed. Moral dilemmas haunt every step. Abandon a wounded friend to save ammo, or risk a swarm of cosmic zombies? The series' visceral art, with its rotting faces and crimson splatters, immerses readers in a multiverse where heroism is a fading echo, replaced by the gnashing of undead jaws. Crossed, launched by Garth Ennis in 2008, delivers a gut-wrenching apocalypse where a mysterious virus transforms living humans into psychopathic monsters, their faces scarred by a cross-shaped rash. Spread through blood, saliva, or worse, the infection strikes in seconds, flooding the brain with sadistic impulses that amplify the victim's darkest urges. Unlike zombies, the Crossed retain full intelligence, speech, and tool use, wielding crowbars, rigging traps, or chanting taunts through shattered teeth. Their atrocities, mutilation, torture, unspeakable violence, are committed for twisted pleasure, turning suburbs into blood-slicked abattoirs where severed limbs litter manicured lawns. Highways burn with overturned semis, their cargo of corpses twitching under the Crossed's laughter, while abandoned churches bear profane graffiti scrawled in gore. Survivors like Stan's ragtag band navigate this hellscape where a single splash of infected blood can spark madness. Environments reek of decay, military bases with bullet-riddled barricades, gas stations exploding in oily flames, each a stage for the Crossed's ambushes. Variants like the Homo Tortor in Crossed, Badlands form warbands, their leaders orchestrating raids with military precision, outsmarting even seasoned fighters. The series' narrative is a brutal dissection of human depravity, forcing survivors to confront soul-crushing choices. Slit the throat of a child turned Crossed before it lures you into a spiked pit, or cling to a shred of humanity? The virus's unknown origin and lack of cure amplify its terror, as every stranger could be a Crossed feigning normalcy, their eyes glinting with malice. The Crossed's mimicry, whispering pleas to lure victims, adds psychological horror, making trust a death sentence. Ennis's art, with its crimson-soaked panels and contorted faces, mirrors the nihilistic tone where Safe havens like forest cabins or coastal docks collapse under sudden assaults. Survivors like Cindy, a hardened mother, weigh every bullet against the risk of drawing a horde, their knives stained from mercy killings. Crossed shuns zombie tropes, focusing on moral decay over reanimation, its world a mirror to humanity's worst instincts. The infected's ability to plan, rigging cars to explode or herding survivors into kill zones, forces constant vigilance, as a moment's hesitation invites a blade to the spine. This unrelenting saga paints survival as a Pyrrhic victory, where the cost of living is a heart as cold as the crosts. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, created by Robert Kirkman in 2003, weaves a relentless saga of survival where walkers embody the grinding horror of a zombie apocalypse. Unlike typical plagues, the infection is universal. Every human carries it, reanimating upon death unless the brain is destroyed. Bites cause death through septic shock or blood loss, not direct transmission, turning victims within minutes to hours into walkers with peeling flesh and hollow, milky eyes. These undead shamble, their skeletal limbs snapping under their weight, driven by primal cues. Sound draws them most. A gunshot's echo summoning hundreds into herds that surge like tidal waves, their guttural moans a suffocating drone. Environments are death traps. Atlanta's crumbling skyline hides walkers in overturned buses. Alexandria's fortified walls buckle under herd pressure, and sunken roads brim with clawing corpses. Survivors like Rick Grimes exploit weaknesses, smearing walker guts to mask their scent or rigging bells to divert swarms. But a snapped twig can unleash chaos. Rare variants, climbers scaling fences in Fear the Walking Dead, or sprinters bursting from decay in later arcs, hint at a mutating pathogen, their sudden lunges shattering complacency. The series' true terror lies in human conflict as walkers amplify tensions with groups like Negan's Saviors or the Whisperers, who wear walker skins to stalk undetected, their whispers chilling the night. Moral dilemmas define survival. Execute a bitten ally like Shane to save ammo, or risk a herd to honor their plea? Environments like abandoned prisons, with their rusted gates and blood-smeared cells, or rural barns hiding walker traps, force constant vigilance. Kirkman's art, with its stark lines and mangled walker faces, grounds the emotional toll of choices like abandoning a child to save the group. The comic's long-term scope, spanning decades, shows survivors rebuilding fragile societies. Commonwealth's opulence contrasts with walker-infested wastelands, yet the virus's inevitability looms. Every death risks adding to the groaning masses, and survivors like Michonne face betrayal or loss, their katanas slick with black blood. The Walking Dead's legacy is its focus on endurance, where hope battles the certainty that everyone will walk. Its panels, a haunting testament to a world where survival is a scream against an endless tide. DCeased. DCeased, launched by Tom Taylor in 2019, unleashes a techno-organic plague that twists DC's iconic heroes into bloodthirsty, infected, merging superhero spectacle with apocalyptic horror. The infection stems from a corrupted anti-life equation, warped by Darkseid into a viral code that spreads through screens, smartphones, Batcave monitors, even watchtower displays, and via bites, turning victims in seconds. These living infected retain their powers. Superman's heat vision carves through skyscrapers. Wonder Woman's lasso snares victims for slaughter. The Flash's speed infects millions in a crimson blur of lightning. Environments are slaughterhouses. Metropolis's shattered towers rain glass on blood-soaked streets. Gotham's alleys flicker with flames as infected Batman's batarangs whistle through the dark. Every glowing screen is a death trap, civilization collapsing as people stare into their phones, their screams drowned by superhuman roars. Survivors like Damian Wayne and John Kent wield Green Lantern rings or Kryptonian strength, each battle against former allies a Pyrrhic victory. Variants like infected Atlanteans flood coastal zones with tidal surges, while blights coordinate attacks with feral cunning, their glowing eyes piercing the smog. The series' horror inverts heroism. The Justice League, beacons of hope, become apocalyptic harbingers, their capes torn and stained with gore. Moral dilemmas drive the narrative: kill a zombified Batman to save a child or hesitate and lose a city. The virus's digital spread turns subway stations and newsrooms into infection hubs, their flickering lights masking the infected snarls. Taylor's art, with its haunting close-ups of Superman's snarling, bloodied face, amplifies the emotional toll. Survivors like Green Arrow scavenge amidst rubble, their arrows useless against Martian manhunters phasing. The absence of a cure forces a focus on legacy. Superman entrusts Earth to the next generation in DCeased number 6, his sacrifice a fleeting light in the dark. Environments like Oa's fallen citadel, littered with Green Lantern corpses, or Themyscira's breached shores underscore the plague's reach. DCeased blends epic stakes with intimate loss. Its world a graveyard where even gods fall to a single bite, leaving survivors to fight for a dawn that may never break. Their every step a defiance of the infected's relentless tide. Empire of the Dead. George A. Romero's Empire of the Dead, launched in 2014, extends the zombie master's legacy into Marvel Comics, crafting a gritty tale of undead chaos and societal decay in a barricaded New York City. The infection, spread through bites, reanimates the dead within hours, halting decay and driving deadies to feed with guttural moans, their milky eyes glinting in the flicker of dying neon signs. These shamblers shuffle through Manhattan's rubble-strewn streets, their tattered clothes snagging on twisted rebar. Romero's twist chills. Some deadies retain memories, clutching old routines. Cabbies grip steering wheels, soldiers reload rusted rifles, while rare smart zombies like Xavier wield near-human intelligence, forming factions that plot against human enclaves. Environments are treacherous. Flooded subway tunnels hide submerged deadies, their bloated hands clawing from murky depths, while Times Square's ruins host gladiatorial pits where humans force zombies to fight, their cheers echoing over blood-soaked sand. Survivors like Paul Barnum navigate this fractured city, dodging not just undead but vampire gangs, a secondary plague that feeds on living and dead alike, their fangs gleaming in moonlit slums. The narrative's core is societal collapse, as humans exploit zombies for profit, blind to the smart zombies' growing rebellion. Moral dilemmas abound. Sacrifice a friend to appease a vampire lord, or spark a smart zombie uprising? The virus's slow mutation, granting intelligence, raises questions about humanity's dominance as Xavier's calculated strikes, rigging explosives in Central Park, outwit human patrols. Romero's art, with its stark contrasts of neon-lit enclaves and shadow-drenched tenements, mirrors the divide between oppressors and oppressed. Environments like Wall Street's fortified banks, their vaults cracked by deady swarms, or Harlem's barricaded churches, splintered by vampire raids, amplify the claustrophobia. Survivors like Penny Jones, a rogue scientist, scavenge for clues to the virus's evolution, their flashlights flickering in corpse-choked sewers. Empire of the Dead merges Romero's social commentary with Marvel's raw energy, its blood-soaked streets a battleground where survival hinges on outsmarting an enemy that's learning to hate, its panels a grim reminder that the dead may yet inherit the earth. Stitched. Stitched, launched by Garth Ennis and Mike Wolfer in 2011, crafts a harrowing descent into supernatural horror where an ancient, demonic force unleashes the Stitched, grotesque, undead warriors reanimated through occult rituals and bound by cursed, blood-soaked bandages. Originating from a millennia-old curse tied to Middle Eastern warlocks, the infection spreads via ritualistic wounds or contact with the Stitched's ichor, transforming victims within minutes into shambling husks with eyeless, stitched faces, their muffled screams echoing through tattered wrappings. Unlike mindless zombies, the Stitched are driven by a malevolent will, wielding rusted scimitars and moving with eerie precision, their bandaged limbs creaking as they stalk prey. Environments like Afghanistan's sun-scorched deserts, littered with bullet-riddled Humvees and sand-blasted ruins, reek of sulfur and decay, while ancient cave temples pulse with glowing runes that summon more Stitched from shadowed altars. Survivors, including American Black Ops soldier Lieutenant Pruitt and British SAS operative Twiggy, navigate this apocalyptic wasteland where a single cut from a Stitched's blade can bind a soul to the curse. The series variants like Harbingers towering Stitched with enhanced strength, hurl boulders or tear through armored vehicles, their bandages unraveling to reveal gaping maws. The narrative melds visceral carnage with occult dread, as the Stitched's masters, warlock priests cloaked in black, seek to unleash their army globally, their chants reverberating through dust-choked canyons. Moral dilemmas haunt survivors. Mercy kill a teammate infected by ichor, or risk them becoming a stitched assassin? Safe havens like desert outposts or abandoned mosques collapse under stitched assaults, their sandstone walls crumbling as cursed bandages whip through the air. Stitched's gritty art, with its jagged lines and crimson-splashed panels, amplifies the despair, each frame a snapshot of humanity's unraveling. Environments like Kandahar's bombed-out markets, their stalls smeared with blackened blood, or mountain passes shrouded in unnatural fog, force survivors to weigh every bullet against the curse's relentless spread. Pruitt's machete, slick with ichor, becomes her grim anchor as she grapples with sacrificing allies to halt the warlock's ritual. The Stitched's supernatural origin, tied to a demonic entity that feeds on chaos, makes every encounter a gamble against forces beyond mortal ken, where a whispered prayer can trigger a rune's wrath. Unlike traditional zombies, the Stitched's purpose-driven savagery, slicing through flesh with ceremonial blades, evokes a ritualistic terror, their silence broken only by the rustle of bandages in the wind. Survivors like Twiggy, haunted by fallen comrades, face betrayal in a landscape where trust is a luxury, their radios crackling with static as Stitched close in. The comic's unrelenting pace, spanning war-torn villages and subterranean crypts, paints a world where hope is a fleeting mirage, its sand-swept ruins a testament to a battle humanity cannot win. Stitched stands apart for its fusion of military horror and demonic mysticism, its panels a chilling hymn to a curse that stitches souls to an eternal war, each survivor's breath a defiance of the unyielding dark. 28 Days Later. 28 Days Later, launched by Boom Studios in 2009 and written by Michael Allen Nelson, plunges readers into a relentless apocalypse where the rage virus transforms humans into frenzied, bloodthirsty infected, their eyes glowing red with primal fury. Unleashed from a British lab, as detailed in 28 Days Later #1, the virus spreads through blood or saliva, turning victims within seconds into living, rabid predators who sprint, claw, and scream with unrelenting aggression. Unlike undead zombies, these infected are alive, their emaciated bodies pulsing with adrenaline tearing through flesh with jagged nails and teeth, their howls echoing across shattered cities. Environments like London's rubble-choked streets, strewn with overturned double-deckers and blood-smeared shopfronts, reek of decay while rural hamlets hide infected lurking in hedgerows, their snarls cutting through dawn's mist. Survivors like Selena, a hardened machete-wielding chemist, and Clint Harris, a photojournalist, navigate this chaos, where a single droplet of infected blood can doom them to rage. The comic's variants, like carriers, rare infected who remain asymptomatic but spread the virus, add a chilling unpredictability, their human facades masking a lethal threat. The narrative blends visceral horror with human resilience as Selena's group seeks a rumored safe zone in Scotland, only to face military enclaves and infected hordes, their journey a gauntlet of betrayal and loss. Moral dilemmas define their path. Kill an infected child before it alerts a swarm, or risk the group's survival for a shred of mercy? Safe havens like abandoned tube stations, their tunnels slick with gore, or coastal cliffs battered by storms, collapse under infected assaults, their screams drowning out the wind. 28 Days Later's stark art, with its frenetic lines and crimson-soaked panels, captures the relentless pace, each frame a snapshot of humanity's fraying edge. Environments like Manchester's burning skyline, its factories belching black smoke, or Highland's fog-drenched moors force survivors to ration bullets, their flashlights flickering in corpse-littered barns. Selena's machete, crusted with dried blood, becomes her grim talisman as she wrestles with sacrificing allies to protect a child survivor, Keziah. The virus's scientific origins, a failed primate experiment, offer no cure, its rapid spread turning every encounter into a heart-pounding sprint, where hesitation invites a claw to the throat. Unlike traditional zombies, the infected's speed and ferocity, charging through shattered windows or scaling barricades, evoke a primal terror, their blood-vomiting attacks a grotesque signature. Survivors like Clint, haunted by his sister's infection, face moral decay in a world where trust is a gamble, their radios crackling with static as infected close in. The comic's scope, spanning urban wastelands and military outposts, explores survival's cost as Selina's group battles not just infected but human scavengers and rogue soldiers, their makeshift alliances crumbling under the weight of fear. Environments like quarantined hospitals, their wards smeared with bloodied handprints, or train yards littered with derailed carriages, amplify the claustrophobia. The series' narrative, bridging the film's events but centered on Selina's odyssey 28 days later, number 124, probes resilience and loss. It's infected a mirror to humanity's fragility. 28 Days Later stands out for its breathless intensity and grounded horror. Its panels a chilling testament to a world consumed by rage, where survival is a fleeting breath in a storm of blood and screams. Revival. Revival, launched by Tim Seeley in 2012, reimagines the zombie genre in snowbound Wausau, Wisconsin, where a mysterious revival event resurrects the dead as revivers, living beings with intact minds, memories, and a latent aggression that erupts in sudden, feral violence. The cause, possibly supernatural or alien, affects only Wausau, with no bites needed. One day, corpses rose, their eyes glinting with eerie awareness, their breath steaming in the moonlight. Revivers like M, sister of Deputy Dana Cypress, heal from wounds, gunshots, frostbite, shattered bones. But their subtle detachment unnerves, a quiet smile twisting into a snarl. Environments are bleak. Icy forests hide revivers stalking with unnatural silence, their boots crunching frozen pine needles, while quarantined checkpoints bristle with barbed wire and flickering floodlights. A spectral white light entity linked to the revival haunts the woods, its glowing tendrils snaring travelers in blinding snowstorms. Dana unravels the event's origins amidst family strife and government cover-ups, her revolver a slim defense against revivers who snap without warning, their blood pooling in the frost. The narrative's noir horror blend explores mortality and identity as revivers' human facades crack. M's tender moments with Dana shift to clawing rage, forcing a choice: protect her sister or neutralize a threat. The virus's unpredictability sparks lynch mobs and cults, with survivors like preacher Ibrahim wrestling to forgive revivers who slaughtered loved ones. Revival's stark art, with its frostbitten landscapes and blood-flecked snow, grounds the emotional toll. Farmhouses, their attics creaking with hidden revivers, or diners littered with shattered plates, become traps where a whisper can trigger violence. The series' intimate scope makes every loss personal. Dana's daughter faces reviver classmates, their childish giggles masking menace. Survivors scavenge amidst frozen rivers, their breath fogging as they dodge the white light's eerie hum. Revival's revivers mirror human flaws, their existence a question of trust in a town where anyone could turn. Its panels a haunting study of a community fraying under the weight of its own resurrection. Thanks for diving into the gruesome world of zombie comics with us. Which undead nightmare haunted you the most? Marvel Zombies' twisted heroes or Crost's sadistic horrors? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more chilling comic breakdowns. Stay alive out there.